Good stuff.
Hey guys, Tom and Liam here from PH Nutrition. We're entering phase 2 of Sleven's programming. Weightlifting and gymnastics are back on the menu, which I know loads of us are really excited about. We're just going to do a short and sharp video just to discuss nutrition for gymnastics, which is something you might not necessarily put the 2 and 2 together. So, Liam, just to kind of kick us off, in terms of maybe some common myths, some misconceptions, maybe where we see clients and gym members kind of get tripped up when it comes to, getting their nutrition right for gymnastics.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, mate. It's often we don't put them together, and we just kind of like, gymnastics is a class that we can just feel that we can turn up to. And often people think that because it's gymnastics that they don't necessarily need to fuel that session. And often it's like, oh, it's more body weight stuff or whatever. So I don't need to be feeling full. And I think that's something that, maybe you'll attest to this as well, that people don't want to feel heavy or full or bloated going into gymnastics. And that's completely understandable. So a couple of the key points that I need you to clients to realize is that if you're going into that gymnastics, it's a lot of it is strength based. It's maybe a lot of strict work, or you're asking muscles to do a lot of work, like muscle ups, handstand push-ups, pull-ups. They're taxing on the body. They're using big muscle groups like your lats, your back, in your arms, and it's quite demanding. And if you're underfueled going into it, again, we've spoke about this before, that you're just not going to get the most out of it. If you're going for an hour's class and you're just staring at the bar for 75% of that because you feel a bit lightheaded or you haven't kind of eaten enough, then you're not going to get the most out of that session. Like the stimulus isn't going to be there. So definitely need to make sure you're eating enough. Now, to negate anyone feeling heavy or bloated, you need to make sure that you're just timing your nutrition correctly, and that might be meaning eating a little bit kind of further away from a gymnastics session. So maybe like a strength session, we can eat maybe an hour, 90 minutes beforehand. But maybe gymnastics, we need to maybe eat 2 hours, 2.5 hours before. Just allow that time to digest, so that we actually feel that a little bit lighter, but we know that we've got enough fuel in the tank to get through that session. So I think that, that's definitely something I want people to be aware of. So if you're training in the morning, the classes are in the morning at the moment, throughout the week, then look, you can have something, you can train fasted, but make sure that you're eating enough the day before. So you're going into that session fueled, or you can get up and just have something really, really light. And then the closer it gets to that session, you maybe want to go more liquid based. But in the evening, it's a perfect opportunity, guys, for you to, say work back maybe 2 hours to 2.5 hours beforehand to have something like snack based, so that you have time to digest it for that evening session. So those would be the two key points that I would focus on for kind of morning and evening training.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, really good tips there. Kind of gymnastics is a bit of a kind of amalgamation. You've got strength elements. You need to be strong before you work on the kind of skill elements. And there's a lot of concentration that comes with a lot of the skill elements, isn't it? Linking those reps together. We see the handstand push-ups, kick and pull-ups. There's a lot of there's a skill and concentration element. And then with anything that's body weight, there's always a kind of power to weight kind of ratio relevance to gymnastics as well. It's easier to do handstand push-ups if you're way less and your levers aren't very long.
Yeah, that's why I want them in the open every single year.
So do you think again, everyone's going to be so desperate to try and get better at everything all at once, but in terms of gymnastics, is there a more area of focus that people should kind of put more of their eggs into a certain basket, do you think?
Yeah, mate, you're absolutely right. Like, you do need to be not necessarily putting all your eggs into one basket, but you definitely need to put in 75% of your eggs into the basket that's going to make the most difference for you. Now, for example, if you're looking at what your limiting factor is, now whether this is I'm carrying a little bit of excess body weight, which is making gymnastics or body weight stuff harder. So it's making double unders harder. It's making handstand push-ups harder because you're carrying 5 kilos extra. you know, I think you have the wall ball challenge that you've done before, where you carry a 5 kilo wall ball around, or you know, we've done it with clients before where we put a weight vest on them, you know, and then take it off. And I'm like, look, if you lost 5 kilos, this is, you know, it's such a massive difference, because there's, you know, you're strong enough. So that's where I would say, like, your limiting factor is the weight that you've got to move. So to make the biggest jump in terms of your gymnastics performance, you probably need to do, you know, other classes and more training or more reps in a gymnastics class to burn more calories to elicit a body composition change. Whereas if you're maybe a little bit lighter, and you know that maybe you've you know, you haven't got a strict pull up, or, you know, whatever, then look, in that class you need to be making sure that you're following the coach's advice and doing more strict work, and then making sure that you are fueled going into that session. Because you need to get the most out of it. Going in an under-fueled state or a fasted state or whatever, then you're maybe going to be depleting your energy levels, or you're going to be breaking down your stored energy and potentially just, you know, using muscle tissue as an energy source, which is not what we want. We want to be thinking about, if your limiting factor is strength, then you've got to be kind of getting into gymnastic sessions, even if you think that the session is light. You know, what you need to be doing is making sure that you're going into that to, like, say, just really push forward and you know, get that progressive overload to make progress. So, you know, identifying the primary, you know, your primary kind of limiting factor is a really key thing. And then you can align your nutrition towards it around the different sessions.
Yeah. Oh, that's some great points there. Yeah, definitely. If you feel like you're strong enough, but maybe, let's say, it's the skill, technique, power to weight ratio part, then let's say it's maybe adjusting your body composition. If you're someone who's pretty lightweight and can actually do quite a lot of, say, butterfly pull-ups, but actually can't do many strict, then actually, like fuel up, eat a little bit more. Like, don't worry if you gain a little bit of weight. Like, that will only help you get stronger and improve everything altogether. That's really good.
That's it. Definitely.
Just to make the members aware, obviously we've got this incredible platform available to you guys with the PH Hub, and there's different pathways that you can follow, and it's not a kind of a one and done. You know, you can adjust your goals throughout the kind of year depending on different training cycles. So there's different pathways you can follow. You can follow a fat loss pathway if you're thinking about, right, I just need to, again, improve my power to weight ratio. And you can choose the rate that you want to kind of lose weight at as well. If you want to kind of, you know, go at a gradual pace so you kind of don't lose, you know, too much potential strength and weight at the same time, you can tailor it to yourself. There's a 6-week kind of program built in that you can follow. And then again for the strength, you can follow a strength pathway. The calculator will give you the calories you need to eat, and again, you can choose your goal. And there's some simple kind of tips and a handy kind of quick start guide to get you along with as well. That's all included in the hub, as well as you know, we've got courses, we've got Q&As. There's loads of you guys to get involved with and have a flick through. So whatever you're interested in as well, to kind of balance out your training, whether it's knowing what to eat for certain types of training, or looking at adding more protein into your diet, whatever you need, it's the Netflix of nutrition. It's all in one place.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic, Tom. And you know, guys, we're going to have lots of Sleven specific exclusive stuff, as well as the, you know, the stuff that's accessible for everybody. You know, these types of videos me and Tom are going to be doing. We're going to be around the gym, you know, to kind of answer any of your questions, and hopefully help you get the most out of your membership. So Tom, thank you very much, buddy. I think this has been, you know, a super useful video, and hopefully we can see people start to be flying around on the rig very, very soon.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Good stuff, guys. Any questions, pop them. Don't be a stranger. Let myself or Tom know, or any of the coaches, and we'll make sure that we answer them in the future. And then get on the hub, you know, and let's structure your nutrition and start to see some progress.